I never realized that I was being manipulated or even abused for 2.5 years of our marriage, plus when we were dating and engaged. He did such a good job of making it feel like I needed to fix this. And in my head, I did such a good job of what can I do to be a better wife? But in the long run, it was him. And it got to the point of like, this is not okay. That was kind of my point of, this isn't working. This is not fair to me, so I need to leave.
I wanted to be the one that stood up and showed my kids that it was okay to stand up on your own and still keep moving forward even though you feel like you're breaking inside. You're not crazy, you're not insane, it's not your fault. There are a lot of times that I lost hope. My biggest thing was the protective order. Even though it was just a piece of paper, it was something that said, okay, you have to step back, you have to go away because this is not okay. Either you get a protective order or you call dispatch and get an officer there to help start a paper trail.
We as law enforcement have many resources and are always willing to help. The officers will direct the victims to victim advocates. Those victim advocates are not police officers, they're not law enforcement. They play a vital role in helping the victims understand what their rights are, understand what their resources are, to get them the help that they need.
A victim's advocate is someone that I could trust. Someone that was always there, someone that held my hand through everything. They told me if I had any questions, I could call them. They would always get back to me. If I was being emotional, and they would call and just talk to me on the phone. They were absolutely great. Absolutely great.
I think my biggest advice for people in a domestic violence relationship is to realize that a domestic violence relationship isn't hitting. It doesn't have to be hitting. That was an eye-opener for me because it does have to do with that power and control. Understanding that is a big key to help people realize that they are in an abusive relationship. I went probably 1.5 years not telling anyone what was going on. And it's interesting because I've had people say like, well, if that was my daughter, I wouldn't have let him in there. Yeah, but you don't know what's happening behind those doors. You don't know unless you tell it. And so my advice to anyone really is if you feel like you're constantly fighting, constantly just having problems within your marriage, find someone to talk to, whether it's a parent or a friend or a religious leader or a counselor. And they'll be able to help you realize like either that's normal for a marriage or that's not normal. My biggest piece of advice is just bite the bullet, have that courage to do it, and leave.
It's okay to not know what's going to happen. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to want to get out and want to be treated better.
Our responsibility and obligation is to serve people, to serve individuals, to serve the victim. And we want the victims to know that no matter your background, no matter your history, no matter your circumstances, if you feel that you are the victim of domestic violence abuse, let us know. We cannot and should not judge you for your prior history, your circumstances. Our first priority is the safety of everyone. It doesn't have to be a formal come into the police department. If you see a police officer having lunch, a police officer parked in his vehicle, and you find that this is a perfect opportunity, let that officer know. That officer will make the time to listen to you. Nowadays, online reporting is an option. You don't even have to speak with a law enforcement officer, you can simply type it out. You can explain your situation in the narrative of the report so that we are aware of how and when we can contact you. If you are concerned that he will see a phone number from the police department on your phone because he checks your phone every night, let us know not to call you at that number. Let us know to call someone else. Give us an address where we can make contact with you. Let us know what you would prefer, how you feel would be the safest way for us to contact you so that you can report the abuse. No one deserves to be hurt. No one deserves to be abused emotionally. No one deserves to have their freedoms taken away. And if the abuser is doing that, let us know so that we can help get that freedom back.
There's always hope. Always hope. There's a lot of fear, but there's always hope. You'll find your feet, you'll find your wings, and you'll be able to find your voice again.
We want you to know that we are people too. You may feel that we won't understand or that we won't care, but there will be someone who cares enough for you to get you the help that you want.
Yeah, it might suck right now. It might feel like your world is crashing around, and it is. That's just plain and simple. Your world is crashing, and all you have to do is survive. That's all. Just hold on. Just make it through the day. Find someone to talk to. Find someone to hold their hand. But most importantly, just hold on. Get that help and heal yourself, and you'll be ready to conquer the world.